Assalamu alaikum. I'm Ibrahim Hooper with CAIR's News Update. CAIR this week released a Kindle version of its report on the people and groups behind the effort to promote Islamophobia in America. That Islamophobia was on display as CAIR's Washington State chapter spoke out about a hate attack targeting Muslim college students in that state.
It was late evening on January 4th on Metro Transit bus number 1. That's when prosecutors say Andrew Velasco started shouting anti-Arab slurs at 2 college students for no reason.
And then now we see this happening right in the middle of the city. It unfortunately doesn't surprise us, but we must take this with a lot of seriousness.
CAIR Washington also welcomed sentencing of a man who assaulted a Sikh cab driver because he thought he was Muslim.
A Federal Way man was sentenced to 51 months in prison, a little more than 4 years, for unleashing a vicious attack on a Sikh taxi driver.
The message needs to be heard that there is no excuse to attack people because of the way they look, the religion they belong to. There is no excuse for acts like this.
CAIR's Oklahoma chapter called on the Department of Justice to probe a similar hate attack on a Christian woman who was perceived to be Muslim.
43-year-old Stuart David Manning was charged Friday in Tulsa County with malicious intimidation and assault and battery. Police say Manning hit the woman on the head December 13th, stuck a knife in her tire, and called her a Muslim along with a derogatory name. The Oklahoma chapter of the Council on American-Islamic Relations has asked the U.S. Department of Justice to file a federal hate crime charge against Manning.
Following a hate attack on a West Virginia mosque, CAIR asked federal officials to help bring the perpetrators to justice.
The Council on American-Islamic Relations, the largest Muslim civil rights organization in the United States, is calling on state and federal officials to investigate the vandalism as a hate crime. Explicit language, derogatory symbols, and lines were spray painted on 2 exterior walls and the entrance sign to the Islamic Society of Appalachian Region earlier this week.
And in Texas, CAIR joined community activists in condemning a so-called knockout attack.
There are many ways to describe the so-called knockout game sweeping the internet.
This is a height of cowardice.
But to the activists in this room,
we urge you to stop it now.
In California, CAIR released a major report indicating the need to address bullying of Muslim students.
Half of students surveyed say they've faced bullying because of their religion. 21% indicate they've experienced a form of cyberbullying. Only 32% of respondents say they reported those bullying incidents. So how do these numbers compare to bullying of non-Muslim students?
The overall statistics in terms of whether Muslims have been physically bullied, I think those are pretty much on par. I think where Muslim students are different is where they're more, I think, exposed to social and verbal bullying on a more regular basis.
Also in California, CAIR announced that Sacramento area mosques would pray for rain.
People of differing faiths are now asking people to pray for rain. Sacramento Valley Mosques will offer a special prayer session today just for that purpose. The local chapter of the Council on American-Islamic Relations is joining the state's Catholic bishops who've also urged parishioners to pray for rain.
CAIR's San Francisco office has applauded a ruling in favor of a Malaysian woman placed on a no-fly list without explanation, and CAIR representatives took to the airwaves to discuss that case and the system of terror watch lists.
The government doesn't reveal officially to people whether they are on the list. And what we see usually happen is that a federal law enforcement agency may quote-unquote nominate people, including U.S. citizens, to the watch list and then never reveal the reason for being included on the watch list or even officially let them know that they are on the list.
And finally, in Washington, D.C., CAIR Director Nihad Awad spoke at a rally demanding the closure of the Guantanamo Bay Detention Center.
12 years is too long for the U.S. government to detain, to imprison 155 people without charges, without trial. This should be called Gitmo Gate. This is a scandal, blemish on our nation's commitment to the rule of law.
To receive CAIR updates and action alerts, sign up at CAIR.com. To contact CAIR, email info@CAIR.com. Assalamu alaikum. Peace to you.